I'm at the SST here with Carlos and Byron. We're doing our best attempt at figuring out how simultaneous teaching could work. So I'm going to talk through how I would do it. This doesn't mean this is the only way to do it, but as a teacher, this is how I would approach it. We're going to explain the technology setup and some of the instructional moves. I'm going to be using an open court phonics lesson, but use your imaginations if you teach like middle school math or science or whatever, but these practices should be transferable. So we'll start out with the setup. As you can see, I have a microphone on. It's clipped into my waistband here. So it's coming out of the classroom speakers so that the kids in the class can hear me super well. And then we tested it out. We have Carlos over here. He's on Zoom. He's in another room. But the sound comes out. How can you hear me, Carlos? All right. So we have that. Super important. I practiced one time. This is like our second go around. First time I didn't have the laptop propped, and the feedback from Carlos was sometimes he would see the top of my head, sometimes I'd be cut off here. So super important to have the laptop at a height where it's going to capture from here on up, right? It's more engaging for the kids. As someone that's a little bit all over the place, moving around pretty naturally, I think what I would do is get some painting tape and map out like a perimeter in which I'm visually like waist up or chest up, so I know I can get the hang of where to stand, so it's visually good for the kids. All right, and then the tech team is going to show you how to get all this stuff set up. And the main thing is just making sure all the kids can see everything and all the kids can hear everything. So my laptop screen is projected and in your classrooms it'll be via the mounted projector. So it's super big on the front wall. I'll be doing my teaching from there. If you're using iPads, same thing. Difference will be the teacher is able to have them in their hand, manipulate the iPad, and the iPad screen will show up there, and then also on the kids' screen in Zoom. And then the external monitor, right now I only have one student obviously, but you'll have gallery view so you can see all your students. Am I missing anything? All right, so I'm going to go into a little bit of teaching. The other thing as a teacher that I would want to make sure I have, and this isn't just for simultaneous teaching, but all the time, popsicle sticks for randomized calling. I made my own right here. And the move here is to color code them so that you know which of your popsicle sticks represent at-home students and which the popsicle sticks represent in-person students. And the reason I would color code them is I would want to make sure that I'm calling both groups equitably in general, but then that I'm not like calling 6 in-person students in a row, that I'm going back and forth. So that's what I would do. So I'll model using those, and then of course, whiteboards, because due to health and safety protocols, I'm not going to be able to like walk around, monitor work, lean in, give feedback to a student like I normally would, right? So instead, whiteboards so we can check for understanding from a safe distance, and let's do it. One thing I have noticed is I'm getting out of breath because of the mask, and that's just reality. Might sound a little winded at times, but here we go. All right, so I'm going to launch into a little bit of blending and then a little bit of spelling and dictation. So, action. All right, students, as we went over in our phonemic awareness portion, today we're doing the sound, which makes and it's spelled on your sound spelling card ER, IR, and UR. And today we're looking at a special spelling EAR. Yes, looks like the word ear, but when we see this spelling in our words, it's going to make the sound as well. Okay, so we're going to do some blending with the sound spelled EAR. Okay, at-home students, I'm watching you. I want to see your mouse moving. You are on mute, just like we have been all year. As always, I'm going to project the words and say sound, sound, word, and you're going to blend it that way. In your heads, at home students, you can say it out loud because you're on mute, and then I'm going to choose a student to do it for the class. So here we go. Sound, sound, blend. The word is, okay, so I'm going to hear from Carlos. Please unmute yourself. Sound, sound, blend. Good, the word is earn. Now, pause right there. Right now, we discovered we're missing a cable that would allow Carlos's participation, which right now just came out of my laptop, to be projected auditorily from the classroom speaker. So the IT team is going to make sure that you all have that cable, so that it'll be even better once we have that. And Byron would have been able to hear Carlos's Zoom participation saying earn, nice and loud and clear, almost equally as clear as he's hearing you right now. Okay, thank you, Carlos. Mute yourself. Here we go. The next word, all eyes on the blending. Sound, sound, blend, sound. The word is, okay, let's see who's going to help me out. Let's hear from Byron. Byron, nice and loud so the students at home can hear you. Ready? Here we go. Sound.
Huh.
Good. Sound. Good. Blend.
Heard.
Sound. The word is?
Heard.
Heard. Excellent job. Okay. Cut.